you know, that is definitely something that Trump would do. You know, I wouldn't put it past him to fake an assassination attempt. The whole thing is comedy. All their music is comedy. Their live show is comedy. And he made a joke. Yeah, Trump supporters, right-wingers, were supposed to be all for no cancel culture. Actually, and I get these quite often. Oh, I'm disappointed in you. Like he's my dad. If you're the sort of person that only wants to listen to their own opinion and people that agree with you, you won't get that from me. Unsubscribe. I'll probably say some things that you disagree with. Howdy folks, so as you can see I'm charging. I've actually got a delivery away from my local area. I'm somewhere in Tunbridge Wells area. I don't tend to do too many deliveries out of the area. For this reason, I hate charging away from home. Usually I'll turn up and like all three of these bays are being used by a car. You have to wait 20 minutes. When you get in, I plug in, I tap the card, doesn't work, I plug in again, tap the card, it takes the £40 holding fee and then it doesn't charge. Basically I'm just saying, just make these things work. That's all we need. It can't be that difficult to just have electric charge points where you just tap your card, plug in, no problem every single time. But there always seems to be a problem with me, but this one thankfully seems to be going okay. Saying 12 minutes, 89%. I'm not happy about this speed though. It's like nearly 20%, 20 kilowatts. Do a bit faster really, but never mind. Howdy folks, so while I'm charging, well, we've got about 10 minutes left. I'll have a bit of coffee and chat to you guys. I haven't done a video for a couple of days. Apologies for that, I've been quite busy, which I might get into in a bit. But yeah, what's been going on in the news recently since I've done a video? Well, I guess it's Trump, isn't it? My uncle messaged me yesterday actually. He said, oh Mark, what do you think about this Trump shooting? Do you reckon it's fake? Do you reckon it was set up? I'm like, I think you're going down a bit of a conspiracy rabbit hole there. But the thing is, the problem is with modern society is, you know, that is definitely something that Trump would do. You know, I wouldn't put it past him to fake an assassination attempt, because he's one of those persons that will want to win at all costs, no matter what. So I wouldn't put it past him if he thought that it would help his election campaign. Of course, he loves that shit, doesn't he? As soon as he got out, he was like, thinks he's bloody Churchill or something, or you know, he's someone of that legendary stature, but he's not. He's a buffoon. He's an idiot. He's a moron. But yeah, going back to the question, was it fake? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, it could be possible. Anything's possible. But a lot of things would have to go into this. This would be with any conspiracy theory, isn't it? So many things would have to fall in line. I mean, my first question is the shooter. Who is he? Is he a Trump loyalist that was willing to give his life for Trump? Would Trump trust him to be that accurate with a rifle to just slice off his ear? There's so many questions, as with any conspiracy. So many things that would have had to fall in line that it makes me feel that no, it's probably not. It's probably genuine. And but you know, who knows? This is the problem with modern society. We can't trust anything. We don't know. Can't trust any legitimate sources anymore. We really can't. And staying on the Trump thing, obviously, it's making quite big circles on social media and Twitter and stuff. Tenacious D, Jack Black's band that I absolutely love. I've seen them live. Fantastic. They're a comedy band. They're a comedy duo. Their whole music is all comedy. It's fun, as you'd expect from Jack Black. But KG made a comment on stage. So they have this evil monster that comes out on stage, the metal, and he said throwaway line, oh, don't miss Trump next time. And you know, everyone's gone crazy online, and they've cancelled the tour, which I'm really shocked about. They've actually cancelled the tour, which is absolutely crazy to me that they've gone that far. All those people, all those fans that have bought tickets that are looking forward to see Tenacious D, and they cancelled their tour because of this throwaway line. And you know, maybe it's bad taste, maybe it's not great, but it's a comedy show. Tenacious D is a comedy show. They're not like a serious band. The whole thing is comedy. All their music is comedy. Their live show is comedy. And he made a joke. And, you know, I thought yeah, Trump supporters, right-wingers, were supposed to be all for no cancel culture. You know, comedy should have no bars. You should be able to say what you want. You know, if that was a throwaway line in a seedy, dark comedy club in New York or something, no one would care. They'd be like, isn't that British culture at its first anyway? There's a definitive thing in Britain when someone dies, the first person to make a joke about it. Usually the day after. I distinctly remember Michael Jackson, there's always someone to make a joke about it. Obviously no one even died in this situation. It was just an attempt. But yeah, I just feel for all the people that bought Tenacious D tickets, all the fans that are now missing out on the show because they pulled out because of this. I'd be gutted if they were playing over here and they cancelled and I had tickets. I'd be like, terrible. The other social media thing I want to talk about Trump is, I know, what's her name? Tansky got a lot of stick on Twitter for what she said after Trump's assassination. Basically, I don't care. He is what he is, and he got shot, and he don't care. I know she got a hell of a lot of stick, and I hope she's doing all right. I don't know her. But you know, maybe what she said was a bit insensitive, and she made a mistake. But people make mistakes, and we don't seem to forgive people anymore for mistakes that they make. We seem to just throw them under the bus and kick them and shoot them. What's that Simpsons sketch where they're just, he's already dead.
Stop! He's already dead.
And I feel for her a bit. I hope she's doing all right. I mean, I think she's quite thick-skinned, but you never really know. You know, people appear thick-skinned, but what they feel deep down. And I know she's got a hell of a lot of attacks on social media for the posts she put up about Trump. And, you know, I don't think she knew at the time that someone actually died. You know, a member of the audience died and stuff like that. Look, people make mistakes. This is what I'm saying. People make mistakes, and we don't seem to forgive mistakes anymore. We really don't. And anyway, that's enough of Trump. New government. Don't want to talk much about new government. Not really. King's speech was yesterday. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that. You know, I do like traditions, and I do think we should keep traditions in this country. But every time I see that King's speech, I can't help but laugh and take the piss and like think, is this serious? This is how we do politics in this country? These people are in charge of us, and you've got the black rod, black rod, boom, 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 boom. It's Black Rod. Open the doors. Black Rod. Open the doors. Black Rod. Come in. It's hilarious. And like I say, you know, it's good to keep traditions, but I'm just like, how much time are you wasting with all this rubbish? I mean, isn't there more important, serious stuff you could be getting on with? Isn't there some education plans that you should be going through, or all the ministers, whatever their job is? NHS, education, security, shouldn't they be looking at, they've just spent 2-3 hours with all this charade going around. Black Rod, open the gates. And the King reads out the speech at like 1 mile an hour. Why can't Starmer just come up in Parliament and just say what he's going to do? And okay, yeah, and we'll have a discussion about it, and then get back to work. Get back to work on the job at hand. But overall, I mean, my opinion hasn't changed since the last couple of videos I've done. There seems to be some good things coming through. Public transport going back nationalised and things like that. But the big question, I got a comment today actually, and I get these quite often. Oh, I'm disappointed in you. Like he's my dad. I'm disappointed in you, son. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in you. I thought you were. I'll put the comment on screen. I can't remember it word for word verbatim. But yeah, something along the lines of disappointed. I thought you were a lefty, but now you're like a Starmer apologist. I'm considering unsubscribing. I mean, my instinct to that straight away is, unsubscribe. I mean, if you're the sort of person that only wants to listen to their own opinion and people that agree with you, you won't get that from me. Unsubscribe. I'll probably say some things that you disagree with, and I don't think it's a good way to live, mate, to just constantly just be in an echo chamber and listen to people that you agree with. You should listen to different sides. It's healthy, it's good. As for being a Starmer apologist, you know, over the course of all the videos that I've done, I think I've made it quite clear. Generally, my politics are a bit more left-wing, especially economically. You know, I want to see real radical change in this country. I want to see real radical investment and basically just sorting out the wealth gap. That is the #1 problem that we need to resolve in this country. The rich are too rich and the poor are too poor. We need to sort out the wealth inequality. That is the #1. Forget about migrants and boats, and everything comes from this. The problems with NHS, with public transport, with jobs, with homelessness, with everything stems to wealth inequality, and I want to see massive strides to be taken. But I also understand that the world that we live in, and the fact that, you know, people don't like Starmer. There's some dodgy people that are maybe contributing funds to the Labour Party that they need to, you know, give backhanders to. You know, this is how the world works. And, you know, Jeremy Corbyn tried this style of politics to get in, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult. It's to get the whole public on board, and especially the voting system that we have. I think, you know, I voted for Labour. I said that because I just felt that the first step, I don't think this is something that can be solved overnight. That's my main issue. And the first step was kicking out the Tories. That was the first step. And whatever you think of Labour, at least they're competent. At least they actually care. I think they understand how to get into power. You might have to do some deals with some people that you don't particularly like, but at least when in power they can try and make things a little bit better, and everyone will agree. We won't get the radical change that we want, but everyone will agree that it will be slightly better. I don't care, you could be the hardlinest left-wing person out there, it will be slightly better, and it's the first step. The next step is some sort of change to the voting system where we can get more progressive parties into government. But the first step is kicking out the Tories, getting Labour in, and it will be slightly better. We've already seen this with the thing. I mean, just the logical things: scrapping Rwanda, looking at nationalisation of the railways, British Energy, ramping up wind turbine, and scrapping new oil contracts. You know, these things are things they can do straight away, and it's great. And it's not enough, of course. It's still not addressing the wealth inequality to the level that we need. You know, child benefit cap, all these things. But it's a start, and it's the first step. And I voted for the first step. But mate, going back to that comment, whoever you are, if you are watching, listen to other people's opinions, mate. Don't just shut off people because you agree with something. And this is one of the underlying problems that I think we have in this country, is that people seem to think that the political party that they vote for, they should agree with 100%, or anyone they talk to about politics should agree 100%. And that's not life. That's not realistic. That's not how it works. No one agrees 100% on everything. You can't agree with a political party 100% on everything. It's not possible. It's not life. And if you are, then you're not being honest, I don't think. I think this is what a lot of people do on the left and on the right. You know, if you agree 100% on everything all the time, I generally don't think you're honest, because that's not how people work. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'm charged. I'm fully charged. Success. You can charge success. Bearing in mind it is really early in the morning. I set out early specifically to make sure that there was no one charging here. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. Till next time, take care.